Trasamakos back for FRS Hoops. Zach is writing horrible messages that you should ignore because he's full of it, and you should completely ignore anything that he's saying. Everything that he's saying is a lie, for sure. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is Zach smells, and I definitely have not been
I smell great. Hold
No.
on, I smell great. I got the hotel body wash going.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure if that's true. But we're back for the second matchup of the Final Four. I am representing the Philadelphia 76ers. Zach is representing the Cleveland Cavaliers. The land. Yeah. He is. This is a matchup I've been looking forward to. It's a matchup I hoped would happen because it looks like this could potentially be an Eastern Conference Finals matchup, which would be awesome.
That'd be great. I think the Sixers would have to have a lot go their way.
Yes, 100%.
Because they're very young.
Yep.
Cleveland, because they don't seem to know how to play basketball anymore, would also have to have a lot go their way.
Yes. Also, luckily for both of those teams, everybody else in the East is kind of met, so there isn't really a lot to play against.
This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Okay, go ahead. Somehow, some way, I knew that Zach would bring up something that has no relatability to what we're talking about.
Dispel this notion that the East is not that bad and is actually pretty good and like maybe as good as the West. It's not.
Okay.
The Utah Jazz. I'll go on record. The
Okay.
Utah Jazz would win the East this year.
100%. I'm in agreement with you. The East is bad.
Sucks. The East is only relevant because LeBron lives there for now.
Yeah, which is what we're talking about. The King's Landing. That was a nice transition. You set me up well, Zach. The King's Landing. This is the final matchup before the championship game. The Rockets are moving on to the next round. The Lakers, the Lake Show, are out.
Yeah.
This is the matchup to play. This is the matchup to play the Houston Rockets, which could potentially be a finals matchup, which is awesome to think about.
Yeah.
So, I'm representing Philadelphia. Trust the process, as you can see in the background. The nice words that I wrote, not the mean things that Zach.
I didn't write Zach Smells.
Oh, he wrote that about himself. I'm quite sure of it.
No, you can tell.
And that's Boogie. That's Boogie in the background that's hanging out and barking because he hates Cleveland. That's what you heard.
Yeah.
Okay, we brought up Cleveland. Boogie got very upset, and we want to make Boogie upset. This is amazing. This is live on our Instagram. Boogie is losing his mind.
Keep going. I'm gonna throw him out.
He hates Cleveland. He literally. This is the truth. Like he right now is fighting Zach. Zach is fighting with his own dog because Boogie hates Cleveland. He is very upset that Zach is representing Cleveland. We just had to throw him out of the studio. Like he was so upset that he got so worked up that he was barking, and now he's come around the corner. He's trying to get in this door, and he's like, "Listen, Zach, I don't want you to represent Cleveland. This is BS."
Here's the thing I know
like
about
living in LA.
He's a French bulldog. He hates Liberty Bell in Philly.
That is a big stretch, Zach. But I'll let you start. Why should LeBron James continue to play basketball in Cleveland, even though Dan Gilbert is an asshole?
Well, I mean, that's for certain.
Yes.
By the way, Dan, thank you for blocking me on Twitter years ago.
But you blocked me too.
Despite all that, I still want you to make money here because I want LeBron to stay in Cleveland because it's the best move for him.
Okay.
They've shown a willingness to transform the roster multiple times, whether it was under David Griffin, under Kobe Altman. They have the flexibility and they have the wherewithal to make these moves. At the same time, there is one thing that LeBron is going to do for sure at the end of his career. He's going to break the all-time scoring record. There is not a better situation for him from a story standpoint, narrative, just pure optics, than him doing that in a Cleveland Cavaliers uniform, where it all started in his home state. And because of that, LeBron will stay in Cleveland if he decides not to go anywhere.
So here's the thing.
That's an amazing sense.
I like where your head's at, where he wants to break the all-time scoring. But the thing about that is he could come back in his last year.
Oh, no one's Paul Pierce in this thing with a one-day contract.
Yes.
No,
yes.
LeBron's a real superstar. We're not doing the Paul Pierce stuff.
Wow.
We're not doing that.
What's up, Paul Pierce? Hopefully you're watching this video. Here's the reality. The reality is that Dan Gilbert donated $1 million to Donald Trump's campaign very recently.
Interesting.
Okay?
Interesting.
LeBron James, I don't know if you know this, but he's not really a big fan of LeBron James or of Donald Trump, of the president. So here's why he's going to leave. Okay, because this is recent. This is very recent. Dan Gilbert wrote a nasty letter about LeBron James. back in some time ago. Okay,
Yeah.
LeBron got over that, but really he isn't over it.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely not over it. He has done numerous petty things to show that he does not like Dan Gilbert. Okay, and he does not want to play for Dan anymore. I know this. I know this to be true.
Okay.
And I think he's ready to go to Philadelphia. I know what you pulled up there. And
It is interesting you mention the political stuff.
Here we go.
Because one Josh Harris, the co-owner of the Philadelphia 76ers, was considered for Trump's cabinet. Has advised him on financial stuff.
Okay.
I think they're friends too.
Advised,
Turns out rich
didn't-
people
Yes.
all
okay,
stick
so
together.
here's the difference. Co-owner, okay, not full owner here, and didn't donate $1 million to the campaign. Okay, so
we don't know what he donated. He might have donated more.
We don't know. We don't know. But what we do know is that LeBron does not like Dan Gilbert. This is why he's done these one-year contracts. He's trying to hold Dan Gilbert accountable, make sure he likes the roster that he has. Now, I think the biggest thing at factor here is his bromance with Ben Simmons. Okay? He loves Ben Simmons.
Nobody should hang out with
He
someone
posts-
15 years younger than them.
He
That's a weird thing.
posts photos of him with Ben Simmons all the time. He loves Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid and Rihanna are soon to be a couple. Okay? It's going to happen.
What?
We're all here for it. Yeah, you heard it.
Unless he's a Saudi prince, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it might happen. It might happen. Rihanna loves LeBron. This is a great connection here. We're all in this together. He wants to trust the process. He wants to play on a team that's young and up and coming, okay? Who's soon to be king of the East there. He wants to stay in the East. We're in agreement on that.
Yeah.
It's easier for him to stay in the East, which both of these teams
It's
is in
much
the
better,
East, okay?
right.
But I think the biggest thing at stake here is he doesn't like Dan Gilbert. The Cavs team that he's on right now is not very good. Not very good. LeBron is very good. Everybody else is not very good.
Right.
Okay? Philadelphia has other good players, young players, who are getting better. And, using Zach's words, not mine, LeBron loves to ship young people out of town.
He does love to do that.
He loves it.
Yeah.
It's his national pastime. The first thing LeBron's going to do is take Markelle Fultz and send him to the moon, and it's going to be awesome. So, sorry Philly, we're shipping Markelle Fultz out of town, but you're getting the king, and I think it's perfect.
One thing LeBron loves is spacing the floor.
Yes.
Right? He needs that. Ben Simmons has hit how many threes this year? He and I have actually combined for 0.
Wow.
That's what's happening.
Here's the thing about Zach you need to know. He's a hater on Ben Simmons. We've seen this.
I don't hate him. I just accurately portray that he hasn't hit a 3-pointer. That's not my stat so much as it's the NBA's.
Listen, there's somebody named JJ Redick on that team.
Sure.
Who's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of him before, but he's a pretty good shooter.
By the way, they can't afford him if LeBron comes to town.
Well, I think there might be some restructuring going on.
boy.
You never know. Listen, Philadelphia is the spot. Cleveland is a... He doesn't want to stay in Cleveland.
My
Cleveland's
last point.
Yes.
LeBron, and I've said this before, LeBron loves empowerment.
Okay.
He loves athlete empowerment. He loves
100%.
athlete voice.
Yep.
He doesn't like Dan Gilbert,
Yeah,
which you
no.
have accurately portrayed
Hates
here.
Dan Gilbert.
But what is better than him holding this over Dan Gilbert every year for the rest of his career, saying, hey, I may leave this summer, I may not, I'll let you know.
See, that's...
Every
I love
single
it.
year, he can hold Dan Gilbert hostage.
I do agree with that. As the petty queen, I love that LeBron could reach his ultimate potential of pettiness by doing that. But what to me would be even more petty is leaving Cleveland, going to Philadelphia, making that team irrelevant. Because let's be honest here, if LeBron leaves Cleveland, that franchise is irrelevant.
Well, I don't know.
Instantaneous.
Kevin Love is pretty solid.
They're going to be irrelevant instantaneously without
George
LeBron.
Hill,
Yeah,
he's a
no.
basketball player.
He plays basketball
They'll have
too.
a top 5 pick in the draft.
Yeah, no, they'll be irrelevant, and there is nothing pettier than ruining another franchise, and I think LeBron is just petty enough to do it. So LeBron, stay the petty king, go to Philadelphia, hang out with your bromance, Ben Simmons.
LeBron,
okay?
you've moved before. You know what a hassle it is. Don't move. You don't want to move.
No, he doesn't
You pack
even-
up a truck.
Philadelphia
You
and
get those,
Cleveland are
like,
very
those-
close to each other.
You know
You
those
can literally
bands
stay
that
in
they
his
say you
house
can
and go.
lift a fridge with by just putting it around your arm? Like those don't work.
Here's the question, Zach. This is how we're gonna. Do you think that LeBron actually moves anything
He's a
when
strong
he moves?
guy.
Yeah.
I don't
I have a
think
hard
it works
time
out.
believing-
I don't think it works out just to play basketball.
I have a
think he's
hard time
got a moving
believing that
company.
LeBron James moves any of his own stuff because the guy is going to be a billionaire.
See, LeBron, I don't think you're lazy. I think you're a hard worker.
LeBron,
unlike Paige just insinuated.
LeBron, you're smart, and smart people don't move their own things. Okay? You're a smart guy. Guys, at the end of this, there's going to be a poll. We need you guys to vote for who, because
Right.
I know you listen to us, but at the end of the day, we need Sixers fans and he needs Cavs fans to
Yeah.
vote and actually stake the claim for LeBron James and where he should go. So you guys will match up against the Rockets.
Right.
That matchup will be later on tonight, and tomorrow we'll be releasing the fan-voted winner for where LeBron James can go. And obviously he's going to see it, because if there's anything we know about LeBron, he reads literally everything on the internet
Yeah.
that he's tagged in.
Yeah.
So we know he may not be watching now, but he will watch.
Oh, he's
So-
watching. He's got a burner.
Yeah, he's got a burner
Yeah.
account. Make sure you vote in the poll. It'll be linked to this. And guys, we'll see you later on.